Hello, we will now look in the equimov.org webpage at the Equimaps interactive tool, and in that tool to the StatPlanet software application we have prepared in our movement on the life years lost to global health equity. The way we've done that is by applying to each of the avoidable deaths. We were looking in the, for instance, in these maps on proportion of avoidable deaths to global health inequity, the average life years lost due to premature death. So in a way, we've given a weight, a value to each avoidable death according to how premature it was from the expected life expectancy. Now, if you look at the life expectancy lost by global health inequity chapter, there's only one indicator, which is precisely that, life expectancy loss by global health inequity. So in relation to the health feasible and sustainable models, and each of the survival rates in each of the age groups, and how much of those avoidable deaths are losing life years according to their premature death. So here you see countries, and let's change this color so that countries looking performing worse would be looking red, and those countries performing best would be looking green. And we'll see here how the world was like in 1960, with countries losing more life years per capita, even more than 18 years per capita. In fact, we'll see which is the country that lost more life years per capita because of global health inequity, Mali, and that's 30. So let's look here at which countries, for instance, were losing more than 25 years due to global health inequity, and 25 to 15, etc. And we could here see the neutral of countries that are above zero. And so those countries that were performing much better in the dark green better, these are countries between 0 and 9 and minus 15 to 25 or 25. So here you see countries performing really bad, losing more than 25 years. You are born in this country, you have less than 25 years of the life expectancy, which would be feasible and sustainable for all. Can you imagine? And these are the countries of the like of the former Portuguese colonies in Africa, Mozambique and Angola, most of the French colonies in Africa in the 60s, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Conakry, but then two British ones here, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and some Afghanistan, and then some orange ones, Bolivia, the only one in Latin America, losing more than 15 years per person. Most of the rest are in Africa, but at that time also China, India, and Southeast Asia. But let's see what happened. And with time, it looked like China went off that category very soon. It improved its life expectancy. We see India later went into a better category as well, not losing so much life expectancy. In fact, Latin America was getting lighter and greener in some aspects, like the southern cone. Best countries always Europe and Canada and the States, but also Central America, Cuba, our model countries. Now Chile in a very good position. But now let's see how Russia in the turn of the century used to be a bit darker, and here you are. By 2012, we have countries losing many life years in the badly hit countries of AIDS, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, Central African Republic, Zaire, Congo, Sierra Leone, one of the worst ones. In fact, I believe this is the worst one in the world. So if you're born in Sierra Leone, by average you live 30 years less than what would be expected if we would have global health equity. followed by countries in this orange range, Sub-Saharan Africa basically, and then countries in this light blue, which means they still have life years lost in India, in most of the Central Asian republics, Russia and former Soviet Union, Southeast Asia. But then also you lose some life in the northern part of South America. But then countries in a good health, like these ones here and these ones here. Not only the very wealthy countries, but countries like ours in the models of Costa Rica, Cuba and others. So this is interesting. You can also look at it in different fashions, those countries losing life and those countries with life above the global health equity standards. You can pick any country and see how it's been evolving and see, for instance, what happened in Zaire. If you want to delete them, you do like that, choose anyone. You see how China became negative after the EUR. Oops. This is China and how it became negative in terms of, positive, so no longer losing life years after the 90s. But if you compare it, for instance, with, you take China, but then you also take India, the two highest populated countries in the world, you see how the difference looks like. So you can also do correlations between life years lost and, for instance, the proportion of deaths which were avoidable. You can see how those deaths were distributed in age groups. But for those comparisons, I will encourage you to look at the equity charts analysis, which give you a wider range of indicators per country. So this is it in life years lost by global health inequity. I hope it's useful to you. I hope you can elaborate it more and help us improve it. Thanks for watching.